Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the Lanky Trader. Today's date is May 17th, 2025. I'm going to run you guys through all the trades I took last week. So we're going to start with US30, then we'll go to Nasdaq and gold. So let's start with US30. So on Monday we had a setup that was 12th of May 2025. We had our 15-minute range. That's our 9:30 candle. That's New York time 9:30. So we marked out our range and we waited for our breakout. Then we went to the 5 minutes to find our 5-minute breakout of this 15-minute range, and we entered. But as you can see, we started going down, then we reversed, and we went out in the stop. We took our stop. So this is how our Monday's trade went. We got stopped at on a Monday morning. So on a Monday afternoon, because I'm in Nigeria. So we moved to Tuesday. So on Tuesday, 13th May 2025, we had another setup here. So we had our 9:30 candle. I'm using New York time, 9:30 candle. So we marked out our 9:30 candle, and normally we wait for we wait for market to break above that or below that 9:30 candle. So in this case, it broke above the 9:30 candle. So we entered our trade, and our stops are the low, and we target the 1 to 2, and we also got stopped out on Tuesday. It happens like this sometimes. You can't win all the time. So, and losing too, you cannot lose all the time. So all you have to do is manage your risk properly, and in the long run, your strategy would pay out, and your risk management would balance everything out, and you close the year or close the month in profit. So that's how we make things work for us. So on Wednesday, we had another setup. So we had our 9:30 candle, which we marked out here with this black box. Then we wait for our break, and we had a break below. So I went to the 5-minute time frame to look for a 5-minute break of this 15-minute range, and we target the 1 to 2. As you can see, the trade worked out perfectly. Our stops are the high, and 1 to 2, and we hit our target. This was on Wednesday, 14th May 2025. Then this was on Thursday. So on Thursday too, we had another setup. We had our 9:30 candle here, and we marked out our range of that 9:30 candle, and we waited for a breakout of that 9:30 candle. So we went to the 5-minute time frame to get a 5-minute break of this 15-minute range, and which we put our stops at the low of the range, and we target the 1 to 2, and you can see that we hit our targets beautifully. So that was on Thursday, 15th May 2025. So on Friday, we had another setup here. On Friday was 16th May 2025. Same principle. We wait for our 9:30 candle. We had our 9:30 candle here, this bearish candle. We marked out our range of that 9:30 candle. We went to the 5-minute time frame to wait for a 5-minute break of this 15-minute range, and you can see we had our break, stops at the low of the range, and we target the 1 to 2, and you can see that we hit our target beautifully. And that's how we closed out on US30 this week. So let me run you guys through our Nasdaq setups. So as you guys know, I trade this strategy on US30, Nasdaq, and gold. I said he just added gold, but I've been backtesting the strategy on US30 and Nasdaq for like a long time. It's been about 2 years now. So let's start with Nasdaq, and let me run you guys through our trades that we took on Nasdaq this week. So this is Nasdaq 15-minute time frame, and this is our Monday setup, 12th May 2025. As you can see, we had our 15-minute range, which is this 15-minute candle, our 9:30 candle. That's this red bearish candle here. So we marked out our range and wait for a break below the range. So we had a break on the 5-minute time frame, but it's the level did not hold, so we ended up getting stopped out. So, and I didn't re-enter this trade for the buy side, so I just left it like that, and that's how our Monday's trade went. That's how our Monday's trade went. So yeah, so Monday's trade lost like the US30. Then we went to Tuesday. So on Tuesday, 13th May 2025, we had our 50-minute range, our 9:30 candle. So marked out our range and wait for markets to break out on the 5-minute time frame. So we had a break of this 15-minute range on the 5-minute time frame. So on the close of that 5-minute candle, I entered my setup and stops at the low of the range, and we target a 1 to 2, and you can see that this trade hits perfectly. We hit our 1 to 2. So that's how our Tuesday's trade went. So we go to Wednesday. So Wednesday was a kind of a ranging day, so we didn't have markets going in, either direction. It was just moving sideways. So this was our this candle here, this kind of doji looking candle, was our 9:30 candle, our 15-minute range. So we marked it out and we are looking for market to break below. So it broke below on the 5-minute time frame, but it didn't hold on the 15 minutes, and we got stopped out. Yeah, so that's how our Wednesday's trade went. That's 14th of May 2025. So closed with a loss on Wednesday. So on Thursday, 15th May 2025, we had our 15-minute range, which is this candle here, this green candle here. So we marked out our range, and wait for a break of this 15-minute range on the 5 minutes and the close of that candle. We enter for our buy. We target a 1 to 2, stops at the low of the range, and you can see that this trade hits beautifully. So that's how our Thursday's trade went. On Friday, so on Friday, we had our 15-minute range, which is this red candle here. We marked out our 15-minute range. Market broke below. It started out well. We saw the volume, but the sellers were not able to hold the sell, and we ended up getting stopped out for a loss on Friday on Nasdaq. So that's how our trades for this week went on Nasdaq. So this week was kind of a slow week for Nasdaq, but we still were able to make some profits. So yeah, so let's go to gold. So for gold, so on gold, we had our Monday setup. This is our Monday setup here. This is our Monday setup. So we had our Monday setup here on gold. So we had our range, which is this. This is our 15-minute range here. We had our 15-minute range. So if you guys watched the last video I uploaded, I told you guys that when we have our range, our 15-minute range on gold, most likely I don't really like to sell, especially when the market is bullish on the higher time frame. I don't like to sell, so I prefer to just wait. Then if market ends up violating that range and breaking above, then I'll just take the buy instead. So that's the setup that happened here. So we had our 15-minute range. We had the break below, but at that point I was bullish on gold, so I just said that there's no need trading against, so let me just wait. And I waited, and we broke above, but it was towards the end of the day, so I feel like there was no much momentum to take price up anymore. So we ended up closing at break even here on this trade. So that was how Monday's trade went. So on Tuesday, we had a very strong sell on the 4-hour time frame. We had this strong sell, so I just followed the momentum of the 4-hour, because we are bearish on the 4-hour time frame for some time. So I just waited. We had our range here. This is our 9:30 candle. We marked it out, and you can see that market tested this several times before eventually selling off for a 1 to 3, but I closed at a 1 to 2. So This is our 15-minute range, our 930 candle. We marked it out, wait for price to close below, and you can see we entered the trade and we hit a 1 to 3, but I closed at 1 to 2. So this is how our Wednesday's trade went. This is Wednesday, 14th May 2025. So on Thursday, 15th May 2025, we had another beautiful setup, and this time is a buy. So I feel more comfortable buying gold than selling. So most times I'm always skeptical to enter sell positions on gold, especially on the lower time frame. So this time around we had a buy setup, and it was actually very clean setup. So we had our 50-minute range. This is our 930 candle, this red doji candle here. So we marked it out and we waited for price to break out on the 5-minute time frame, which it did. We broke out and we closed on the 5-minute time frame. So we entered after that close, stops at the low. So on gold, you don't just, because I say put the, what's it called, your stop loss below the range, that doesn't mean you should put the stop loss below the range, because you know it's gold. Everybody know how volatile gold is. So at least you give yourself, just give it room to breathe a little bit. Still target your 1 to 2. So that's what I did here. I just gave it small room to breathe. Then yeah, and you can see that it didn't even come back again. It just kept going up, and we hit our 1 to 2. It gave us more, like maybe 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, but I just closed that 1 to 2, and the trade went perfectly. That was on Thursday. So on Friday, this is our Friday setup. So on Friday it was very slow. It was a very slow day for gold. So we had our setup. We had our 930 candle, which is this candle here. We marked our 930 candle. Then we are now waiting for a break on the 5-minute time frame of this 15-minute range. So we had our break on the 5-minute time frame, and we broke out of this 15-minute range and we entered. But you can see that the trade was it was slow. It was moving slowly. So market ended up closing. So on my live account, this trade is actually on break even. So if market opens and we keep on going up, no problem, we hit our take profits. If market reverses, then we'll close out at break even. So yeah, so that's how all my trades went this week. So if you guys want to see more content like this, please subscribe and share and like. And if this account gets to 1k sub, I'll do a in-depth breakdown of this strategy, my risk management, and I also do a deep dive of my P&L since I've been trading this strategy, since I started trading this strategy on all these pairs. So you guys can see that the strategy works over time. It's just for you to be consistent with your risk and consistent with your trade management, and you see that over time you are going to make money using this strategy. So if you guys like content like this, please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.